Welcome everyone. We are here in Leander, Texas, and it's just right outside of Austin, and I am in my backyard, and I wanted to show you what we've done back here to try to keep our water bill down somewhat. We divided up the yard. It's about 1/4 of an acre back here and 1/4 of an acre in the front yard. We divided it up into rooms so we could have more areas to enjoy and less maintenance. We have some trails and a wonderful fire pit. We have bridges and a dry creek. So that is just part of the fun back here. So let's get started, and I want to show you everything that we've done. So welcome to my backyard. I am going to slowly pan across so you can get just an overall view of what's going on back here. So we did have some, we hired some contractors to come in when we first bought the property, and we decided to have a dry creek put in just for fun and a walking trail, and we had a fire pit area put in back there. Way in the far back is the pollinator garden, and there's some more things going on back there. So now that you have kind of an overall view of the yard, I'm going to take you through step by step. So let me just back up here a little bit more, and hopefully I don't fall over anything. When you first enter the gate to the backyard, you'll see there are 2 trails here, and there's a little, I do have some tomatoes growing here. This is the only thing I grow that's edible, is some tomatoes, and they are just about to be finished blooming. They are tired of trying to make tomatoes in this heat. So when you first walk in, you can go to the right here, up to the neighbors, down the neighbor's fence line, or you can go down this middle section, and we're going to go down the middle section. And on the right you see a row of iris and daylilies, and this was absolutely beautiful in the springtime, and they are finished blooming now, but I have room there to put in more, so you can bet I will be planting more. And here is a neat little plant. This is a native, or this is a sister to the Russian sage. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but, and then we did put in some grass on this side. Let me go down here. We've got our first bridge, and this is a couple of gardens here in progress. I am growing Asiatic jasmine. I'm hoping the jasmine will just completely fill in as a ground cover so that you don't see the mulch at all. And then you'll walk up to the fire pit area, and that'll look a lot prettier there. You can walk down these steps, and there's a cute little piece of fun art, little train here. And if we walk all the way back here, down the stepping stones, there is some wild area. We have left this wild. We have no intention of ever planting anything back here. It's just fun for the kids to go run around. And then in this far back area, I have a pollinator garden. There's Greg's Mist purple flower that the butterflies absolutely love. There's some guara and a Pride of Barbados, and there are some Turk's cap. But everything is kind of tired right now because it has been so hot. So now if we go back, try not to make anyone sick, back down the stepping stones. Let's take a shortcut and go this way. No water ever comes down this dry creek unless we have like a gully washer. This first plant here, I wanted you to notice, this is Duranta. Isn't this beautiful? It's got these wonderful purple flowers on it. And this bush gets about 5 feet tall, every year. It's about half its size right now. It'll get a lot taller and bushier, and it loves the heat and the drought, doesn't care if you don't water it real often. There's another plumeria, and there's an autumn fern, and there's another fern down there. This is a shady area, so it likes, ferns are happy here. The lamb's ear is happy here, and this Legularia or leopard plant loves the shade. And then there's good old Turk's cap. And all of these things go completely down in the winter time, and we just kind of cut everything to the ground. If you go to this side, the dry creek splits into two directions. You can go to the left here, there's the neighbor's yard, or you can go to the right. And right in the center is a wonderful bed full of yarrow. And yarrow loves dry beds. They don't like to have wet feet. And right next to that is skullcap. This is another tough as nails Texas plant that can take the drought and the heat. Isn't that yarrow pretty? Those yellow blooms all over it. And then I have a foxtail fern trying to grow here. And then here is a wonderful idea if you have an area you don't want to plant anything in, you don't want grass. What we did here is we just bought these chips, these large 2 and 3 inch wood chips, and spread it all over. And if you see, there's a bird feeder here with a squirrel ballast underneath it. That ballast works beautifully to keep the squirrels out of the bird food. There's a cardinal right there. So, but they've kind of pushed the chips away around the bottom of the bird feeder looking for sunflower seeds. But most of the area is completely covered with the mulch. I don't have any weeds at all, and that's nice. And I don't have to water this. So now if you go, let's go this way. Go over another bridge here. And this was a shade garden, and we lost a tree here in the freeze. We had a terrible freeze that really left a lot of ice on our trees, and they just fell over. They couldn't handle the weight. More ferns in here. Here is Abelia, Rose Creek Abelia. It has grown this big in just 2 years. I'm just thrilled with this. And a bird bath, and this is something I'm really excited about. If you want to grow a hydrangea and you live in Central Texas, it's pretty much impossible unless you grow this variety. This is the oak leaf hydrangea. Look at these, and it did have really, really big flowers, and I just left them on here to dry because they were so pretty. There were 2 or 3 of them on here. But now the flowers are a little bit smaller. I guess they're just not as happy in this heat. But I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be just as nice as those people in Houston that get to grow the beautiful hydrangeas. Well, this is Central Texas's version. And then I have a Cuba japonica. This is the gold dust version, and the plain green. And if we get over here, this is a tomato that the birds or squirrels planted for me. It is the weirdest tomato. Look at these things. And they never, well, that one's starting to turn red. They've been on here forever. But anyway, I'll take any kind of tomatoes. And over here is a basil in a pot, and a fabulous raised bed that my stepson Rick made for me. Isn't it wonderful? And I have it filled with zinnias right now. Sometimes I have tulips in here in the spring, but right now it's zinnias. Aren't they glorious? I like to get those Bennery giants. They're as big as your hand. Let me show you. And there's a big pretty red one. And these make fantastic cut flowers. I have vases and vases of them in the house. The more you cut, the more they grow. And he even put a little bench here for seating. Along the back, This is something that a lot of Texans know about. This is red tip photinia. And we have been told that this green belt behind the house will soon be covered with new homes. And so we put these large screening shrubs in, hopefully that we won't be bothered by whatever's going on behind that fence. These are 2 years old and they are already about 5 feet tall. So we're thrilled. They do take some water at the beginning of their life, but after a while they should fill in this whole area here and we won't even know what's going on back there. Okay, and then if you go this direction, I keep my tools back here in the very back. The creek kind of meanders back into at the property line, and we pretend that there's more creek back there, but there really isn't. Here is Aurelia. This is shady back here. More Aucuba and a big beautyberry. This beautyberry loves this shady portion of the yard, and it's getting some nice berries on it. And usually as soon as the berries get up bigger, the birds just have at it and they're gone in no time. Okay, let's see if I can slowly turn back this way. We have a picnic bench out here. Sometimes we come out here and have a picnic. Okay, and then let's go back to the house. So we did put in this grass for grandkids and dogs to play in. We do have a few patchy areas. You hear the cicadas? It's just about dusk, so the cicadas are singing their song. And this is a passion vine, which is the host plant for the yellow swallowtail and the Gulf fritillary, and I have a sunflower mixed in there. But the flowers on this are so cool. Let me show you one. Isn't that crazy? Alien flowers. And I'm going to do another video all about butterflies and their host plants, because I have quite a few of them here. And there's big caterpillars all in here and cocoons. Okay, let's keep going. So we also are trying another screening shrub. This is cherry laurel, and these will get up to about 8 feet tall and twice as wide. They'll all come together and they'll make a nice screen from the neighbors and from the front there. I can't wait for that to fill in. We use a lot of gravel where I don't want to water, so that's another way to not have grass. This is another relation to Russian sage. This is called denim and lace, and it's a shorter Russian sage. It had purple flowers on it a while back. And this is Rudbeckia, or black-eyed Susan. Doing great, loves this heat. And all of these garden beds have drip irrigation underneath and 2 to 3 inches of mulch on top to hold in the moisture. And then on the back we have boxwood. I love to have foundation plants around the house. Eventually it'll be a much higher hedge, which I look forward to. And this is a drift rose with dichondra grass. This is related to the knockout roses, but they're much shorter. Plumbago, more boxwood, and this is a little brand new little row of boxwoods that I hope will make a nice hedge going on the right and the left of my staircase. Here in front of the house, in front of the stairs, I have some things in pots, coleus, and this scaevola is new to me this year. Look how pretty this is. Reminds me of geranium. It trails. Got some angelonia in there and good old pentas. I've got 2 of these pots full. And there's a geranium. Everything is suffering right now. We've had temperatures in the hundreds for the last 15, 16 days, so it's hard on everything. This is a sedge grass, Carrick sedge grass, and if I pan down here, look how fun that is. I repeated it all the way down this long flower bed. Aren't those fun? The little ponytail plants kind of look Dr. Seussish. More dichondra grass, and I have more boxwood across the back of the house and more drift roses. And lots of mulch. This is mealy sage. I have those all the way across mixed in. And a variegated abelia here, trying to hide the ugly air conditioner box. But we love that air conditioning. Don't want to say anything too ugly to it. And then we have an Indian hawthorn that struggled through the winter, but it looks like it's bounced back. Some more knockout roses. These have been here for 10 years. The previous owners planted these. And I planted this little pink knockout. And there you have it. That is a tour of what is growing in my backyard right now. And I really appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much for being with me today. And I will be sharing many more videos on how I'm keeping things growing in these extreme climate situations. Have a great day. Bye.